Hi, my name is Domenik Adamoski, the head writer of TechStig.com.
The train has no brakes!
Hey, that's unprofessional. So as you might have heard before, I'm Domenik Adamoski, the head writer of TechStig.com. I'm also the host of The Men of Hats and Geek vs. Geek. And if you guys are wondering, no, we have not died.
The hats are off!
The hats and the shades are now off. But no, we did not die in a hole. We are still here, and we're just about to start releasing new content.
We've been working, though.
Yeah, we've been doing some work.
We've been doing stuff. We just haven't really been releasing
Making some fast cash.
Making fast cash. The train has no brakes!
Hey, that's unprofessional.
Would you stop that? Anyways, yeah, I'm behind the camera making sure everything works properly.
Yeah, because this is the first episode of the Domenik Adamoski Show, where I'd like to talk to you about the latest tech news.
And also, will he wear a different shirt in the next show?
So the first news story I'd like to talk about this week involves Google's developer conference, which happened this week. It was known as Google I.O. And while there was unfortunate events like protesters holding up large signs in front of big, huge Google executives, there was also some great things announced, such as Android L, which is the iOS 8 version of Android. It's all very clean, simple, and nice, with vivid colors and great animations. The next thing they announced is improvements to Android Wear, which is a program we heard about last in March. Anyways, they put up 2 watches for pre-order, one made by Samsung. It's like Samsung Gear Live, I believe it's called, and the LG G Watch. The Moto 360 was shown, however, no pre-orders have been set yet. That'll be coming on later this summer. They also gave developers a lot of free things, including either a G Watch or a Gear Live. They also gave them a pre-order to the Moto 360 when it comes out. And finally, they gave them this cardboard box to put an Android phone in to turn it into a pair of virtual reality glasses. Other announcements include Android TV, which is Google's new set-top box for the 3rd time, which kind of begs the question as to what's going to happen to Chromecast. They also improved Chromecast by adding functionality to it. Android Auto was announced, and they announced a new program for other smartphone manufacturers to create cheap smartphones running pure Android for the developing world. And I personally liked all the announcements. Android L looks beautiful. It actually improves Android a lot, adds a lot of features as well as making it look just totally awesome. Android Wear, I'm kind of excited about it, even though I can't use it and I already have my Pebble. I'm excited about it. I'm really pumped for that Moto 360 because that just looks nice. Android TV, it looks pretty cool. Chromecast functionality, that's a good thing because right now at $35 I couldn't really see the point of some of the things. But with the increased functionality, that helps out a lot. And the $100 kind of smartphones for the developing world, you know, the new manufacturers, that does make me think a little bit about like how the developing world will get access to these smartphones, and it kind of opens my eyes to it a little bit. I really like everything that they announced this week. The second story I'd like to talk about today involves GoPro. GoPros are those little tiny cameras you see mounted on like cars, bikes, people, all these different places. And they had their initial public offering this week.
GoPros are mounting people? Yeah, okay, go on. Sorry.
Anyways, they had their initial public offering this week, and analysts were expecting $400 million. They actually raised $3 billion on their IPO.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Lorenzo.
Who the hell's Lorenzo?
I don't know.
Anyways, and analysts are saying GoPro's got to be careful because competition from Google and Samsung could put them out of business. And I'd like to challenge the analysts on this, because as of right now, the Gear is horrible at video recording. I've seen pictures from it, it just looks washed out. It's only in 480p. Google Glass, yes, that looks really nice, and the 720p videos look really interesting. However, I don't think it would work that well since A, it's not as rugged as a GoPro, B, it costs a lot more than a GoPro, and C, you can only record 10 minutes of video before your whole battery is done. Zilch. Nothing. So I think GoPro is sitting pretty high. The only thing I'd actually want GoPro to fix is currently in the Hero 3 they have a 4K mode, and that only goes at 30 FPS, or I think even below 30 FPS. But they should just bump that up a little more, and I expect to see that in the Hero 4. However, we gotta say, that's a pretty good IPO for a company that makes cameras. The third and final news story I'd like to talk to you about today involves the iPhone 6. There's been a lot of leaks and rumors involving this phone. To name a few, there is a rumor about a 4.7-inch display, a 5.5-inch display, and another rumor that just recently came out about it being into production in July. Now, here's what I think will be involved with the iPhone 6. I think it will only have a 4.7-inch display. The camera will be 8 or 13 megapixels with maybe a small improvement to the front camera, adding more light sensors, maybe a higher megapixel. Definitely on the back there will be more light sensors though. NFC I think will be in there because all the mock-ups I've seen from MKBHD and other YouTubers show that there is like a line on the back there which could be like plastic molding like the HTC One M8 where they can put the NFC there. Other things it will definitely have will be the A8 processor coped with the M8 processor. No pun intended. And here's the other thing I think that might occur with it. An iWatch might be released at the same time. I really hope there is, because I think Apple could knock watches and wearables out of the park if they did them. So that's it for this episode of the Domenik Adamoski Show. Like, comment, subscribe. Please do offer me suggestions about this show. This is a first show. It is going to improve more, and I promise it. And any final thoughts, Andrew?
I'll make sure it gets better.
You got his guarantee.
Yeah,
Anyways, until next week, keep it trill.